This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into another Strixhaven draft, I want to remind everyone that Card Kingdom sponsors my content. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. You can get all the Strixhaven products you want, and pretty soon you'll be able to pre-order Modern Horizons too. So it's definitely Wandering Archaic. It's a crazy good card. Like, you know, it doesn't always do a thing, but the fact that any spell your opponent plays they have to pay a tax on, or you get a copy of it, just alters the game drastically. The Explore the Vastland side isn't awesome, but, you know, it is another option. But Wandering Archaic is the pick here. Yeah, we got Heated Debate and Professor of Zoomancy too, which are good, but they're not on the same level as the Archaic is. So Archaic it is. Plus, you know, we know we're going to play the Archaic no matter what, because it's colorless. That's a nice little bonus. Okay. So this is not a great pack. Lots of solid, serviceable cards. You know, Needle Thorndrake is okay. Umbral Juke is probably where we want to go, though. You know, overall, it's been a pretty powerful effect. You know, the Edict on it has been quite nice, and sometimes you need the 2-1. Yeah, so I think we take it here. You know, there is a lesson here, but it's not an overly exciting one. And a card with Learn, but again, not an overly exciting one. I think we just take the Juke here. Okay, so this pack is packing a Professor of Zoomancy, Plumb the Forbidden, which is great if you end up with enough pests. Mentor's Guidance, which is pretty nice. Burying Books. Probably just take Mortality Spear, though. The ability to destroy up any non-land permanent, is really good. And we can end up splashing it if we have to. You know, we don't necessarily have to be straight up in black-green for it to work out. So, you know. Thank you for the follow, Jamal. So yeah, we'll take the Mortality Spear here. This is a strong pack overall, though. It makes me wonder what's been taken out of it already. Probably a couple of things even better, which is kind of crazy. I guess the normal rare is gone. And the rare and the archive card are gone, so I guess that makes some sense. Thank you for the resub, Ace of Souls. Alright, so I'm a pretty big fan of Hunt for Specimens. Like, you know, like I've been saying, all the Learn is better than it looks. All the lessons are better than they look. Overgrown Arch is pretty nice. You know, if we end up with ways to really take advantage of life gain, this gets to be really bonkers. Hunt for Specimens, you know, is good without getting bonkers, but this does have Learn and everything. I kind of think we want the Arch a little more here than the Hunt. We do have another good lesson here, and a decent one. But yeah, we'll take the Arch here. So Exponential Growth is not really what you're looking for in terms of something you want to play most of the time. It's just so situational. It's really hard for it to line up right. Tezzeret's Gambit, though, is pretty good. You know, it is blue, technically, but because it's Phyrexian mana, it's basically just going to be a divination with upside, and I think that definitely matters, and I think that's probably what we're interested in here. I do like the Trickster and Pop Quiz a fair bit, but, you know, the fact we can play Tezzeret's Gambit in any deck is tempting. Also makes counters a little better if we have any. Yeah, we'll take the Gambit here. Alright, so here we have an option between a lesson, not an exciting one, but a lesson nonetheless. We've also got Pop Quiz, which is a nice little card. Yeah, I'm leaning towards just taking the lesson here. You know, it's not a great one, but it's fine. Overall, you know, works for me. So Biblioplex Assistant can rebuy his spells. Rebuying Mortality Spear and the like is pretty impressive. Vortex Runner, not bad, but, you know, it doesn't look like black-green is that open to me, like the way things have sort of shifted here, but I think I'm interested in the Assistant. Overall, it's been a pretty big overperformer. Yeah, we can just go straight up colorless. That would be wacky. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what's actually open here. Well, okay. Interesting. So Zamone is here still. Quandrix Pledge Mage as well, which is pretty good. I think I'm leaning towards taking Zamone. She's good enough that I think that's worth doing. She helps you ramp a little, but her real power comes in her draw a card effect. The Pledge Mage is good, but I do think Zamone is just better. And this is also a pretty good lesson, but we'll take Zamone here. So we might be splashing Mortality Spear if this is the route we go, which is fine. Okay, bunch of mediocre stuff. I think that means you just take a lesson, especially when it's this flexible. Felt like a Snowland pack in Kaldheim, you know, where you're like, okay, there's things here, but none of them are good. So let's just take a lesson or Snowland. Yeah, Zamone coming around as far as she did is probably a pretty good sign. You know, she isn't... A lot of these little 2-mana 1/2s or 2-mana 2/2s that can take over games, you know, I've noticed their fragility really comes up. There's just a lot of cheap ways to just straight up kill them. So, how do I like this compared to Kaldheim? I don't know. I think right now, you know, earlier in the format, when you asked me like 15 drafts in, I would have said I like Strixhaven more. But right now, I think I liked Kaldheim a little more. But it's close. I like both of them a lot. So, you know, it's 1A and 1B in a way. So, a bunch of stuff here that's not that good, plus a Vortex Runner, which is fine. So, you know, Snakeskin Veil's not bad in terms of tricks. But I just think I'd rather have a runner. Okay. So Pledge Mage is still here. I think that's a great sign. These lands are tempting, but I think we snag this Pledge Mage. But yeah, both sets I think were really fascinating to draft because of Snowlands in Kaldheim, and yeah. Yep, for Gambit I can pay life instead. It's true. It is true. Okay, so I'm just going to grab the random lesson here, because if we end up with a land that produces mana of any color, etc., we probably grab Start from Scratch. So, you know, it's a fine lesson. You know, it's not a great one, but it does a thing. Okay, that's really good to see Pop Quiz here still. So, yeah, I don't really think Umbral is worth splashing. So, yeah, that first pack went pretty well overall. You know what we don't have for a blue-green deck that you normally want, though, is ramp. So we'll see how things go. All right, I think we'll just grab the negate. I think you can play it some in this format. It has enough targets that it's been fine. I doubt we play charge through, but I'll put it there for now. Okay. Well, this is a stacked pack, so... This card's pretty cool. I don't think it's amazing to take super early. If you end up in the right deck, you know, it can be bonkers. But yeah, Eliminate's a great removal spell. Igneous Inspiration is a great removal spell. Learn attached to a great card already is awesome. Frost Trickster is quite good. You know, even, you know, these two black-green cards are also pretty good. Needlethorn Drake is a pretty good little creature to have around as a 2-drop, but yeah. So the question I think we're asking ourselves here is whether we want Igneous Inspiration or Frost Trickster. We could consider taking one of these, I guess. It's not like we don't have some stuff that works for a black-green deck, but I don't know that... I just don't think we have enough. I'm going to take the Inspiration here, and we're going to try to splash it. It's good enough that you want to be doing that, I think. Mage Duel's great. That's probably what we take here. I do like the Biomathematician, but yeah, I like Mage Duel more. Expanded Anatomy is a nice lesson to have around. We do need some fixing someday. Ooh, straight up Counterspell. You know, the mana cost on it can be difficult, but, you know, straight up Counterspell is pretty good and limited, only costing 2. You know, the double blue, you're not always going to get early. Pledge Mage is fine. I don't mind Eureka Moment. I think maybe we just take actual Counterspell here. I think it's good enough that we want to do that. The designs on these double modal face cards, modal double face cards is kind of interesting. Like, you know, some of them just have sort of a throwaway effect on the back, and that's definitely what this one is. But the front's really good. So, you know, you'll probably use Explore the Vastlands like 1 out of every 100 times you cast this card, I guess. But, you know, it's not going to happen much. Kind of doubt we're playing Charge Through. All right, well, I'm seeing more red things that make me want to take them. And we may end up splashing red, I guess, instead of black. Because Heated Debate is really good. We have another Cauldron here, which is pretty wacky. Someone's going to have a good time with that, I bet. Elemental Summoning is a nice lesson. But yeah, I think Heated Debate's good enough. We just take it here. And we want to keep an eye out. You know, with Heated Debate and Igneous Inspiration, we definitely want to be splashing red. And I think we want to splash it over black now. Yeah. Looks pretty good overall, I think, right now. Okay. Pledge Mage is pretty good. Do I want it more than I want a Fractal Summoning, though? I'm not sure I do. Mage Hunter's Onslaught also quite good, by the way. But, well, I guess we kind of need little 2-drops, maybe more than we need lessons at this point. But yeah, that start from scratch actually makes a little sense now. Yeah, this is a nice 2-drop. It's been nice overall, you know, slowing people down early and everything. All right, so we take the Environmental Sciences here for sure. It gives us the fixing we need for these 2 cards. You know, we're giving up a Needlethorn Drake, which I wouldn't mind, and Cram Session's not bad either, but we definitely take the Sciences here. Right now we only have 1 card with Learn, but I think we'll get there. So, yeah, Cultivate would be great. This can be kind of wacky, but I've just seen it overall be pretty difficult. It's just too wild, you know. It just doesn't do what you want it to do most of the time. That said, I mean, Spirit Summoning is not going to be super easy for us to cast, but I guess I'll take it anyway. Yeah. If we were better at ramping, that card might have been a little more interesting. But especially because we're also a 3-color deck, you know, there are going to be some big whiffs. Man, this pack. Okay, so this is awkward. Bookworm is great and one of the key cards for this deck. However, we are terrible at ramping right now. Meanwhile, there's also a Zamone and a Prismari Campus and a Pop Quiz. Normally, I think the pick here is Bookworm, and maybe it still should be. Maybe I should just make it happen. Yeah, I'm going to make it happen. I don't know that this is the best thing to do, you know, because we're not doing great on ramp, but it's just so good and so hard to beat that I feel pretty good about going that route. All right, we'll take a Woe Eater here. Yeah, take the Woe Eater. I don't know that it'll make the cut, but it's hard to play in our deck mainly. It's not that it's not good enough to make the cut. Okay, Biomathematician still being here works for me. So, what we could really use, I think, is a lot more Learn. Okay, good. A Pop Quiz came to us. And I do think we take it over these things. You know, this is double red, so we're not going to be splashing it. This takes some setup, and we really need Pop Quiz. We need Learn effects. And we have some. You know, we've got Igneous Inspiration, but one of our main ways of getting red mana is learning, so we can't rely on this to help us get red mana, obviously. So, yeah. So, I think I like the Befuddler a little more than the Karok. Neither are very good, but I think the Befuddler is better. All right, we'll grab this Campus, because why not? Yeah, so we need to pick up some ramp in this last pack, and I think if we can do that... I mean, we do have her. She kind of does a little bit of it. Not as much as people sometimes think. Gram Session's not bad. You know, people see this, like, put a land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped effect, and people almost always think it's better than it is, because you have to have the land. It doesn't draw one for you or anything like that. Hello. So, we've seen a lot of pretty stacked packs, like pack one, pick one. This one, you know, you've got Cultivate, Heated Debate, Professor of Zoomancy, and Killian. All things you first pick. We're taking Cultivate, obviously. We want the ramp. We want the fixing. It's great for our deck. So, it's what we're going to take. Ecological Appreciation is interesting. But there's also a field trip here. So, you know, this isn't terrible, but it does take some significant setup. And it's not, like, great. Like, it's just usually just going to give you, like, a couple of 3/3s. It's not bad, but it's not great either. I think we want field trip more because we are trying to ramp now. Trying to ramp it up. Okay, Harness Infinity is wacky. Kind of wish we could make it work, but doesn't feel like that's going to happen. Probably just grab another Zimone here, although Decisive Denial is really tempting here. Would I rather have another Decisive Denial over, or a first Decisive Denial over Zimone? I think maybe I would. Yeah, I think we do actually want it. Fractal Summoning being here matters, but yeah, we'll take the removal / counterspell. As much as I like Zimone, I think that's the right thing to do there. Oh, so this is something else we could splash. We could just take a medium lesson, one that we already have a copy of, but I kind of feel like there's probably more upside in taking an Explosive Welcome here. So, yeah, I think we'll take it. I don't know that we're going to splash it, but it does give us another really powerful thing to ramp into to go with our newly acquired Field Trip and Cultivate. Now, if we don't end up with more ramp, we probably don't play Explosive Welcome. We probably stick with Bookworm. But yeah. Oh, good. Okay, so what did... technical difficulties are real. This weekend has had a lot of them. Okay, so this pack. We missed a pick somewhere because of that disconnect. Oh, and it was on that card that we really wanted. Of course it was. Well, maybe we didn't really want it. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but we did want it. So we do have Channel here, which is interesting with Bookworm. But Pledge Mage is probably just going to be better. I'm really annoyed at my technical difficulties of late. So I'd probably take another field trip if I had actually gotten my that Explosive Welcome that I wanted. But I didn't. So maybe I just want another Decisive Denial. I think I probably do. Yeah, it looks like the stream is back up. Of course, I got disconnected for one reason or another. Oh, I take another Biomathematician here. Containment Breach is okay, but it's not great. Okay, I think we take the Campus here. It helps with our mana significantly. So I think we go with Leyline Invocation here. As much as I like this, having another thing to ramp into does seem reasonable. No, I think Professor's better. Yeah, I got disconnected for a second, and I missed... There was a pick that I didn't get what I wanted. I still haven't figured out what I got instead. There was an Explosive Welcome. I don't know if you guys saw that on the stream that I took, but I guess I got disconnected before it registered, and it would have ended up working out pretty well in the deck, but... You know... Oh, Quintorius, obviously, is what we got. That's why he's just chilling there. Oh, God. So back-to-back days were the first draft. Yesterday... I missed half the picks of the draft. Today I just missed one, so I guess that's improvement, but that's pretty obnoxious. That's for sure. So one thing we don't have that would have been nice is... Oh, shh. I'm having serious connectivity issues, apparently. Things keep flashing in and out. All right, I think we take Pledge Mage here. Another campus is nice, but we could also use another nice 2-drop, so... I wonder if I remembered... I think I did. Looks like I did. If I remember to plug in my... stuff. Plug in the Ethernet cable is what I'm trying to say. Well, we could have had a couple of Woe Eaters. That would have been pretty sweet. We could still consider splashing black instead, I guess. Thank you for the follow, Smiley. So I think the deck turned out pretty well. I do wish we'd gotten that explosive welcome. But what are you going to do, you know? Okay, we might actually splash him. Not a bad thing to pick up with your last pick. Okay. So, probably don't need strategic planning. I mean, Pop Quiz is just way better and kind of does the same thing. Do we want to splash Pillar Drop Warden? Are there enough sweet things for us to get back? There might not be. It's definitely better in a deck where you have like the crazy expensive spells and stuff like that. Cram Session's not going to be great here, but how much learn do I have without it? I may need it just to have more learn to find our fixing, basically. Because we've got the Arch, 2 Pop Quizzes, Field Trip. Yeah. I don't think we splash the Warden in the end here. We just don't have enough spells for it to be worth it. You know, and the Assistant, I think... Well, that might be true with the Assistant, too. If it's true about the Warden, it's probably true about the Assistant, really. You know, getting back these would be sweet, but, you know... Yeah, I'm having all kinds of technical issues, which is awesome. Anyway, what do I want to get rid of here? Maybe negate. I mean, we have OG counterspell, so maybe we, you know, you only want so many counterspells, and we also have decisive denials. Yeah, this is a hard one to trim. We're definitely not running. We're gonna run 1 mountain. So let me fix that real quick. Okay. That should be good, mana-wise. Yeah, I kind of feel like Cram Sessions where I keep coming back to. Vortex Runner seems like it's going to be fine. No, I don't think we really want to lose the Arch. I think it's good enough. Even when we're not, like, super synergistic for it, I think it's a good enough card that I still want it. It's probably the Befuddler. That's probably where we go. All right, this looks interesting. Again, kind of wish I'd gotten the Explosive Welcome that I picked instead of the random Quintorius, but I think we're in pretty good shape overall. I think this deck turned out pretty good. I feel reasonably well that we'll at least break even with it, you know. we go. Right, we don't have any ramp in this hand, but that's probably okay. We can get Bookworm going later. So, play that. Okay, let's lead with our Pledge Mage, obviously. Okay, so trying to decide if I should worry about that guy and just kill him now or wait till next turn when I can Heated Debate plus Mage Duel. I think waiting a turn seems reasonable. Deck seems pretty good, Fleur. Seems pretty good. Okay, so this is going to work out pretty well, I think. I think we just fire off both these removal spells here. There we go. Heated Debate. Mage Duel. Then next turn we play the Archaic, which ought to feel pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. Yeah. But we'll play the Archaic here. Wonder if I was a little too aggressive with removal there and should have just let them keep their, like, Ignis and attacked with these two. Time will tell, I suppose. So the awkward place we're in right now is that we can't really fight the Expressionist. I mean, we could with our Archaic, but that's not really what we want to do. So, yeah. I think we just end our turn here. I guess trading the Archaic for the Expressionist isn't the worst thing ever. Though if they have a spell, it could make things more difficult, but at the same time, it would get rid of their major threat on the board. If they tried to use some spell, I would get to copy it for free. Yeah, maybe I just go for the attack here. I think we do. Yeah, so I think I'm okay with that trade overall. I could use Decisive Denial to also kill Tome Shredder here and just clear out their board entirely. But holding on to the counter magic is kind of nice. But that might just be better. I guess I can wait to do it until they Tome Shredder, until they use its ability. But nah, doing it now means if they have a response, I get a copy of the spell, so... Fight that, get rid of it. Get rid of that. Yeah, I guess I should have seen that coming. Overall, I think maybe I've just overplayed. I've been a little too aggressive with my removal and stuff. Because if I'd left Wandering Archaic in play, they basically couldn't have played this, you know? I would have gotten a free one. Or if I'd held on to my fight spell, I could have countered it. So, poor decisions, perhaps. Oh, God. Okay. It's not so good, is it? We'll return the Biomathematician, obviously enough. So we get some value out of doing so. I wonder if I should double block one of them. I mean, we have Bookworm coming in the near future. I kind of think that's a good idea. Let's double block that one. Did I make another bad decision? Okay. Another decision that doesn't go well would have been pretty annoying there. So we get to scry here. You're not a land, but you can already do your thing, and I can double spell if I draw you, so I think I'm okay with that. So, Simone. I guess she can't quite do her thing, but she'll be able to do it soon. They're kind of viable, but not super viable. There's enough hybrid stuff in this set that it kind of works out, but yeah. So I think we take the hit this time. We'd really like to draw a land here. Okay, well, they're not a land, but that does make me feel a little more secure than I might have otherwise. I think we'll rumble with Simone here, as weird as that might be. She's not using her ability, so... Oh, I'm stupid. I've made some horrible mistakes in this game. She has an ability. I don't need 8 lands to draw cards with her, so that was real dumb. It's like I'm trying to lose this game. Trying to lose it. Okay, so... Yeah... Let's counter that. Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna blame the disconnect and technical issues, you know. That's why I'm rattled. Alright, so we're gonna throw you in front of one of those. Yeah, I pretty much deserve to lose at this point. You know, it happens, you know, I'm in the midst of a bit of a slump, and then it's also like, yes, so they're going to be able to bounce her Bookworm. Oh, no, I get to choose, so they won't be able to bounce her Bookworm. But yeah, it sort of snowballs. You start making bad decisions. Okay, you're not going to help me. I really need a land. That's basically the only thing that could have helped us, probably, was a land. Yeah, so we're dead. I only have the one creature in play, and I don't have any summonings or anything like that. I guess I did just draw a creature, which matters. Oh, I do start from scratch. That doesn't quite keep me alive, though. Does environmental sciences keep me alive? No. So we drew the Pledge Mage. If we play it, we can survive one more turn. So what do we want to be able to do on the turn after? Probably removal, I guess. Oh, never mind. They'll bounce one of my creatures and kill us. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's the kind of game where I think poor management of my removal, stupid mistakes, really cost us. Despite having a pretty great start, I went kind of aggressive early, but you probably just shouldn't be doing that against this kind of deck in this format. There's just too many grindy decks that go to the long game, and firing off our removal the way we did just to get in a big hit probably wasn't worth it. Probably should have just attacked with our 3/3 and 2/2 instead of mage dueling. So I could have done it, but they would have bounced the creature. Yeah, we would have still been dead because they had multiple choice. Then I traded my Wandering Archaic kind of unnecessarily. Like, I think there were a lot of poor decisions in that game on my part. Right, this is pretty good. I guess we want to play Zamone when we have extra lands around more than we want to play the Arch. Alright, so... yeah. I think we'll play a land. Thank you for the follow, Mad Barbados and Lana Warlord. Then we'll use her ability. Oh, I screwed that up too. I guess I leave up Counterspell, which isn't terrible, but... oh boy. Yeah, well, we're not countering that, but... but what I wanted to do there was play my Arch, but I should have played... I shouldn't have... I would have used an island to tap her, but... it's like, I'm like, oh no, I have a good deck. I better screw it up. Well, that worked out okay, huh? Guess that worked out okay overall. Alright, so let's field trip. I guess we want our red mana, huh? Take that. They do have a ton of gas left, and we've already don't, but she can start drawing us cards soon, at least. We wouldn't mind a cultivate. Okay. So... get this mountain. And we're not going to attack with her here because she has an ability. So, yeah. We actually have a couple abilities. I don't love that we're not pressuring them right now, I gotta say, but... ooh, boy, okay. That's really not good. So disheartened. Alright, so we're going to gain 1. And we're going to draw 1. Oh, that's pretty good to find right now. Especially if they're planning on a big, crazy spell. So this time we are going to attack with her. We could have left mana up to draw 2 with her, but I think double spelling there was a little bit better. That's funny. Yeah. Kind of interesting they chose to pay 2. Nice, they get a copy of Opt. I like it. We're good on lands. Okay, so rumble with both of those. And we'll replay Zamone. Leave up Pop Quiz. So we're going to pop quiz here. Neither of you are X1s, unfortunately. I just want Intro to Prophecy here. Well, I mean, Intro to Annihilation, being able to kill whatever they play, is going to go, I think, a long way towards helping us find lethal. So let's take the removal here. Now the question is whether I want to use Heated Debate now. We do want to gain life. Yeah, let's Heated Debate the Vortex Runner. And then there's not really any reason for us to use our Intro to Annihilation right this second. I could draw with her now. That might be worth doing. Probably is. Nice. Well, that was a spicy draw, wasn't it? Okay. Well, do we let them have the ability to block here? I think we do. I think we just attack and hold on to the removal for more problematic things. Okay, so I think we probably Decisive Denial that. And then that we also get to copy the Burying Books and bounce their Servan. So yeah, so we're gonna Decisive Denial. Alright. So I mismanaged that game early, but we managed to recover. Largely thanks to Wandering Archaic, so no surprise there. No surprise there. Thank you for the follow, Cento Rack and Fungus Man. It's so... I don't think they meant to pay for Burying Books that first time. I think maybe they thought they had to pay it to cast the spell like it was a tax. And that's what led them to make the mistake. Because if they hadn't done it... I mean, I didn't have any target, so if they hadn't done it, what they could have done is cast Opt and pay for it, so I don't get to Opt. I mean, letting me Opt isn't the end of the world, but they didn't have to do it, I guess is what my point is. Right, so I think we want to play out Pledge Mage before we start firing off spells. Am I greedy enough to play another Pledge Mage before I start firing off spells? No. Tempting as it is. I guess I could have attacked and just used Pop Quiz, but there was basically no way they were going to block, and I don't want that to get out of range. So... Alright, so... So I think I might just play another Pledge Mage here, rather than Pop Quiz. Yeah. Oh, that hurts. Later Wandering Archaic. One would assume. Interesting. I guess they're like, they're never going to get to 5 mana, I guess. Well. That did not go how I expected. They have Mascot Exhibition? No. Good. Alright, so... Yeah, we'll attack with both of these here. You can double block one of them if they really want to. So I think we grab Environmental Sciences here. Yeah, I actually think the Mystical Archives are really cool for Limited. I'm hoping they do similar things in the future. That's for sure. So, let's Environmental Sciences here. Alright, so you're going to kill the big one. Yeah, Island Pledge Mage doesn't seem too bad. Oh, we already have an island in our hand, though. So, Forest is probably a little better. Alright, so I think we attack with the Pledge Mage here. Yeah. If they want to double block it, I think we're okay with it. So I actually think we want to kill the colony right now. It's on the verge of getting considerably larger. Yeah, we'll get rid of the colony. Then I think we want to play Island Pledge Mage. We can play our Archaic next turn, which is good. Alright then. Yeah, they knew we could play our Archaic, so... I'm really surprised they didn't take the Archaic when they had the chance. But I'm happy with it. I mean, they took away a Pop Quiz, which I guess would have given us, like... significant card advantage. I mean, but still. But yeah, more Mystical Archive-esque cards in future sets would be really cool. Could have been a misclick. Yeah, 2 Pledge Mages with 2 Pop Quizzes is scary, for sure. So I can kind of see their logic, and I only had 3 mana at the time. And it did take me a while to get to the mana I needed, so... Ooh, so our Pledge Mage is not doing us any favors here. I think we can get away with keeping it. We have enough cards that can help us with our mana situation here. Plus, we can at least Decisive Denial. Yeah. Nice. Or we'll just draw an island. I'm way more down with just drawing an island. These guys tend to be pretty good with the fight spells, which is nice. Okay, so Pledge Mage. Wow, so they're stuck on mana, huh? I think we just use this opportunity to play another Pledge Mage rather than, like, try to go crazy here. Because now next turn I can Pop Quiz, Mage Duel, which is probably going to be our plan. Yeah, that's rough for our opponent. Yeah, I think I'm going to Pop Quiz here rather than play Zimone, just to get our Pledge Mages going. And I guess we probably want red mana at some point, so I'll go with Environmental Sciences. I don't think we need a Mage Duel here. We'll just attack with them both. So the variance pendulum has swung back in our direction, at least in this game. Our opponent is having horrible struggles, which sucks. I don't think there's any way they'll be able to get back in this, unfortunately for them. Yeah, so we want our mountain. Alright, so we'll attack with both of these. And play Zimone here. We could have left up Decisive Denial to, like, counter their summonings, but we're not really worried about that card. So they do have their 3rd land now. Alright, so... I think we probably just Mage Duel here. Am I going to rumble with Zimone here too and just play my Mathematician? Probably. Yeah. Alright then. Sucks for our opponent for sure, but we've had our share of games like that lately, so... So it does look like restarting stabilized the stream. Who knows what was going on. Right, pretty good hand. Obviously we want to draw some spells, but you know, getting these early is a big deal. Like, it really slows down the aggro decks in the format, and then it just becomes a good attacker without too much effort late. They're also really good with their fight spells, you know, just because they can kill most early things with no problem with fight spells. Yeah, I think I'm with you there that the Teamer colors have a higher ceiling. They can just, you know, reasonably end up with the necessary tools to stave off the aggro decks. You know, like Pledge Mages, for example. And the Death Touch Flying Drake and stuff like that. Like, those are really good at making games go long for you. So, speaking of an aggro deck, good chance that's what we're looking at here. Could be a grindier Lorehold deck. Those are a thing sometimes. Okay, so I think we play Pledge Mage here. We haven't had too much problems with our mana yet, so hopefully we draw what we need for our heated debate. It is nice that any learn card will do the job for us. Okay. Now we can learn if we want to. I think it's probably better to just double spell here. Alright. They really don't want me gaining life, I guess. This deck has a lot of spells, but right now, you know, the only one we have is red, so it is, you know, if they hadn't blown that up, I probably would have grabbed our mountain and really started rumbling here, so. So Pillar Drop can get back Pigment Storm or whatever. Uh-oh. Things are starting to get a little scary over there. Yeah, I mean, I know they can get him back, but I still think trading here is worth it. Well. So I'm going to go for an attack here with our Professor. There's not really, you know, they can just block it with the Pillar Drop Warden, but if we can get them to block, or not block, which I think they may not, yeah, they might be afraid of a trick, so. Yeah, Variants could be swinging back. We still have plenty of time, is the good news. Lots of cards we can draw right now that would make a pretty big difference. Like, any spell would be significant. Hey, I'll take a mountain. It's not a spell, but it does basically do the job. Alright, so I think we heated debate the Combat Professor and attack with everything here. Or almost everything. Hopefully they don't have a spell. If they have a spell here, it could get ugly. Looks like they might. The way they're blocking makes me think they have a spell to pump the Pledge Mage's power. Well, that's brutal. Yeah. It's not completely backbreaking, at least, but it's not good. Okay. Could be worse. I think it was right to attack the way we did. There weren't that many cards that were going to blow us out like that. I mean, sudden breakthrough is pretty much it. Ooh. Okay. Well, I don't have to use it now, so I'm probably not going to, but I could use it to kill... Do I just want to use it to kill the Pledge Mage here? The thing to be worried about is that they can again pump its power. And if they can, it's going to be a real headache. Because if I kill the Pledge Mage, I can attack with everything. Except this 1/1. And I guess attacking with the 2/2s isn't that great either. I guess we'll hold off for now. Yeah, hold off for now. See what happens here. I couldn't attack with the Pledge Mages first, so that was kind of the problem there. Oh my. So they actually have the 3 mana they need to pay for this. Okay. However, we will fight the Pledge Mage in response, I think, here. Although maybe it's better to kill the Flyer. It's probably better to kill the Flyer. Wouldn't it have been nice if I could have countered that? So they can use their Pillar Drop Wardens at this point to get back their Rise of Exodus, which is not good. Neither is that. So we're going to hold on to this to bluff. We don't have much to lose in doing so. Because if we draw a worm, for example, we can just play it. Play the island and play the worm. So we're not quite at a place where we have to play the island just to do it. Ah, they went Pigment Storm. Alright, let's double block here, single block there, and block here. That should kill everything of theirs, also kill everything of ours, but I think it's worth it. Think they have another spell to blow us out? We get to hold on to our Biomathematician. Damn it. Alright, so we're in trouble. We need one of our learn cards. That would go a long way towards helping us here. Alright, so we definitely block this and go to 2. They do get to make their Pledge Mage bigger, but I'm not overly alarmed about that. Let's just top deck our worm here. Can we do it? Can we draw a worm? Can we please draw a worm? Let's do it. Worm. Okay, well, not the worm, but a very good draw nonetheless. So, kill the Pledge Mage here. You're an X1, huh? They can just get it back over and over again, but maybe getting rid of it once with that would be good. I could also just grab Intro to Prophecy to improve our draw next turn. Yeah, that might just be best. Gaining life isn't a bad idea either, frankly. I can't start from scratch on this same turn. So yeah, if they have any removal, we're dead to the Pilgrim. I think we take Intro to Prophecy and cross our fingers here, basically. No, thank you. Don't you just love it when that's how things go? So removal kills us. Let's hope they don't have removal. Plus they can just keep getting their Pilgrim back. So... although they won't be able to this turn unless they have another land. Come on, Worm. It's the only way we're going to stabilize. Okay, so they did draw land. That does mean we have 2 more turns, most likely. So that's good. I don't hate drawing a creature that can actually just block that thing. No problem. They're probably trying to find, like, a shock to just do 2 damage to us, which would be brutal. Oh, no. So we have to draw a real card here or we're dead. Can we draw a real card? We do draw a real card. It's not an amazing draw, but it is a real card. I guess I'd block Pilgrim of the Ages. Or I guess I actually block Venerable Warsinger and fight Pilgrim of the Ages on this next turn. I guess that's our plan. As we continue to try to draw a worm. Fighting now would kill me, because then Pilgrim of the Ages would kill me. Oh, Trample. Oh, are we shafted no matter what because of Trample? Fighting then would have resulted in us being dead. So I guess... no, yeah. Block Pilgrim and fight Venerable Warsinger still works. That still works. That plan still works for us. What's happening there? What is happening here? Oh, I just have to select one. There's my creature. I was a little paranoid there. So if they have any way to interact with that, we're dead. Yeah. But we have one more turn now. Let's hope they don't have any real cards in their hand. And now we're dead. So many live draws we could have had, but there were also some dead ones. But any, like, Pop Quiz probably wins us the game, you know? Something like Pop Quiz would have done it. We didn't necessarily need our worm. So that's always frustrating, but, you know, we just won the previous game when our opponent was stuck on 2 lands for, like, 5 turns, so... we can't complain too much about it. We at least... you know, had the ability to put up a fight there, and the game was interesting. That's much better than what our last opponent did, so. Ooh. I think we can probably keep this because the Gambit will make sure we hit the mana we need, and the chances we draw more things are pretty good. I mean, it's not an amazing hand, but it's not bad. Yeah, so if we can hit green mana, we'll be in business. We do have to hit it, but... Oh, God. We might get run over here. Especially if we can't draw a forest in the near future. Oh, yeah, so that's going to hit us for 2. Yeah, it's not looking good. Yeah. Oh, it's a sorcery! Well, we played really bad in the first game of this draft, and I think we're playing really bad in this one, too. Yeah. Thinking Gambit was an instant, foolishly. Yeah. So... we're probably dead. We wouldn't have drawn a forest off of either draw. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The Magic Gods weren't going to let us win anyway here. So at least there's that. You know, makes me feel less bad about not casting the Gambit when we should have. Well, looking like another 3 and 3, which we've been stringing a lot of those together lately. I think this deck could have done better. Poor play on my part. Cost us probably 1 game at least. Guess I'm going to discard the Worm. I can always get it back later. I think I'm going to discard Counterspell, honestly, because if our plan the rest of this game is to just try to counter stuff, we're going to lose. Like, we need to be able to play these spells. So, we won 1 game off of Mana Screw, and we're going to lose 1 off of it, too. So, you know, it all evens out. So I think we block there. They probably trample over, kill us, more or less. I would guess. Or they just go with Infuriate to kill us. Yeah. That's too bad. I mean, I think this deck was definitely better than a 3 and 3, but, you know, I didn't play great. And that affected us for sure. So, yet another 3 and 3. That seems to be our our record of late. Which, you know, at least mostly we're not posting losing records. We're just posting mediocre ones. Probably dropped a little further down in 59. Wandering Archaic was fun. I hadn't gotten to play with him yet, so that was pretty sweet.